Okay, something I want to jam on about Japan is getting your motorcycle license here. 3 methods. First is converting a valid motorcycle license from another country. Second is taking the driver's test directly. And last is just going to a driving school. So I'll go over these in order. I'll talk about what I did and what I recommend. First is converting a valid driver's license from another country. And one caveat to this is that it needs to have been issued 3 months before you came to Japan. So if it's before 3 months, dummy. You have a short interview and a practical test, just like a regular car license. But if you know, some countries are exempt. So if you're lucky, you'll be one of those exempt ones. And you can just convert your license. Second way is to go to a designated test center and take the practical test directly. It's anywhere from Ichiman to Nimanen, depending on where you live. If you've driven a motorcycle before, this option is perfect. It's a lot cheaper than the last option. But if you've never driven a motorcycle before, I would really recommend not doing this one. The third, last way is to enter driving school. Now this is the most expensive option. It's anywhere from Jumanen to Sanjumanen. Driving school is what I did. I've never driven a motorcycle before, so it really was my only choice. I decided to get the Kogata license. The classes and fees will depend on the size of the bike you want, and if you already have the driver's license, it'll be a little bit cheaper. On the day that you go there, be ready to go outside and lift the bike of the size that you want to get the license for and push it around. But yes, checking out the driving schools individually is important, I think. You can meet the instructors, you can see the fees associated with each school, and then you can figure out scheduling. Driving schools are really busy during the summer months because all the university students are trying to get their license. So I applied in the beginning of August, and I didn't get my first class until September. After picking the school that best suits you, reserve some classes, and before those classes start, go through the textbook. They'll give you a textbook before you start, and any words you don't know, write them down, make them to flashcards, and study them. Make sure you know every single one. My Japanese was not so good. I was here for 2 years before I decided to get my motorcycle license. I ended up with a deck of 70 flashcards from the words I didn't know from the textbook, and they were super helpful when communicating with the instructors and taking the feedback from them. Most of your classes are going to consist of actual driving on the course, practicing the obstacles for the test. At least one class will be a mental health test, which doesn't impact if you pass or fail the whole driving school, safety lecture, and a few simulated driving classes, since you won't be practicing outside the school. For the mental health test, you'll fill out a page of Scantron answer bubbles. I started out pretty strong, but those questions are really, really fast. I think if you look at my results sheets, you'll see the first section is good. Then the second section is getting a little worse, and the third section is just all D's. You'll get your results back. Again, doesn't make much of a difference how you did. It's more of a tool just to see how you understand how you think and how their thinking will affect others when you're driving. The safety class was videos about laws, riding with passengers, and some traffic accident stories. Now, before you take this class, read some information about motorcycle safety and motorcycle laws in Japan, and you will understand probably 90-95% of everything they're saying during the videos. Now, the interesting part of driving school is the simulated street driving you do. You head to a room with a motorcycle simulator, you'll get on it, and you'll see how actually dangerous real roads are. Unfortunately, it feels nothing like driving a real motorcycle. It's awkward, but you'll get used to it after a few virtual car crashes. Seriously, I don't know how many times driving on that thing, some virtual person just opens up their car door when I crash, and you hear that really annoying alarm sound. Okay, after you finish some simulation classes, you're ready for driving class where your instructor is trying to actively kill you, just like in a simulator. By having you drive and he opens his door, slams the brake in front of you, run a stop sign, and the list goes on and on and on, and you wonder if he's actually trying to kill you. Anyways, if you're lucky, you finish everything, you slay all the obstacles, you might have a class left, and you can do some fun things like wheelies. No, not really. But no, the instructor had me do some balance work, like ride the ippon standing up. Alright, the last thing, test day. When I started classes, I thought there was no way I'd pass the motorcycle test. And nothing about driving a motorcycle felt natural to me. I really sucked at driving at first. Still do. But just past half the classes, so 5 out of the 10 classes, I started to gain more confidence and thought I could pass. The instructors were really great about identifying what I was doing wrong, and when I applied the advice that they gave me, it worked. Everything worked. So that's why it's important to just talk to instructors before you decide on a class, you can find out a little bit about them, and then study those words in your textbook. You'll use those to fix any problems you have. Those are 3 ways you can get your motorcycle license here. If you're just a little bit interested, go talk to the instructors at the school. It's fun. I love driving my bike here. I drive every chance I get. So, go out there. Get your license.